Okay, so let's continue with our next video in the GitHub series, and we were covering the GitHub actions. So in the last video, what we have done is we see how we can access the secrets, and we see one example like because if we have to log in into the Docker, so to log in into the Docker, we need the username and the password. So username and password are the things which you can't hard code in your like workflow. So you need to store it in the form of a secret. So we created a secret, we store it, and we access those secret in our like workflow file, or you can say this YAML file, right? So we see that. So now we will our next video is so publishing the Docker image. So generally, like in the pipeline, what will happen? So right now, all the microservices are like containerized, most of the containerized. So generally what we did is we have like some our Python application, right? As an example, Python, Java, Node.js, any application, right? We created the Docker file, we build it. Build means we created the image and then we push it, right? So one option is you can manually run the command, you can manually do that, which is fine. But how we can achieve the same thing into the GitHub CI/CD pipeline, or you can say the Jenkins pipeline. But right now we are covering the GitHub action, so we are seeing the CI/CD in a GitHub. Right, so we need to publish the Docker image. So to publish the Docker image, what we need? So first we need to do the login into the Docker. So like whenever we are going to create a YAML file, workflow file, so there are one job. The job name is okay, publish the Docker image. Okay, that job has multiple steps. So one step is okay, login into the Docker. So once it get logged in, then build it and then push it. Like because CI/CD is nothing, because whatever the commands you are running manually, you have to do some automation. That's it. Automation means just write in some script and execute that script. Right? Automation is just an advanced term. Right? So nothing as such kind of automation. You have to just like whatever you are executing the commands manually, you just write to script and that script is going to be executed. That's it. Right? So let's do that. So let's create another workflow. 15 and workflow means like publish Docker images.yaml file. All right. So let's give the name, publish Docker image or Docker images, anything. Now let me copy paste the run name and the event name as well. So we will like executing manually, so which is fine, and based on like your request as well. Like generally it is like pull request or the push request, because whenever you do any kind of a pull, so you want to rebuild the image and you want to repush it. All right. So generally it is pull and push event, but for the timing, let it be workflow dispatch. Okay. Now we have the jobs. We have to create a job. So what is the job? Any job name you can give ABC, any job name. But let's see. Uh, build and publish, or job name would be publish Docker image, right? And it should be runs on Ubuntu latest. Okay. Now we have the steps. So this is the job name, but job should have some steps. Okay. What is the first step? Login into the Docker Hub, because we are pushing publish the Docker image into Docker Hub. All right. So login into the Docker Hub. So in the last video, we see to log in into the Docker Hub, we have the GitHub actions available. So let me show you again. So we go to this three dot, we go to the marketplace and we go to the actions and then we search, okay, Docker and login and hit enter. So we could see like our Docker login is available. And what we did is we just copy paste the action name, we paste here, and then we because it requires the username and the password. So username, because we in the last video we already store the username. So if you see, we already store the username. All right. So let me copy paste the same thing. Okay. Now, so one step has been done. What is the next step? Next step is build and push the image. Build and push the image. Okay. So do I need to manually write some command, or is there any GitHub actions available? So let's search it. Let's search it. So let me go to the marketplace again. Let me do Docker build and push. Hit enter. So you could see Docker build and push is available and it is verified. It is verified as well. So click on it. Okay, let's commit. So is this the one which we can use? I don't think this is the one. I think there are few more build and push Docker images. So this is also verified. So let's see. Log, yeah, this seems like easy. Build and push. You can just copy paste this. So uses, that's it. Now we have like some other content as well with push true and tags username and whatever the app name, because whenever you are going to run the docker push command. So let me open the docker hub repository. So this is my docker hub repository. These are my existing packages. So how we are going to push? So we are going to push with the username and then the application name and then the tag which we are going to tag. So here the tag could be latest, right? So we are going to tag that image, right? So same thing we need to write here. So my username is Manju Ankana, or there is also no need to hard code this. You can also store in. So this is not a kind of a secret. It could be a secret. It could not be secret. If you want to store into the normal variable, you can store into the repository variable. But if you treat it as a secret, then you can store it to secrets. But for the time being, I have hard coded that. And here I can write my Python app. All right. So my code has been ready. My no, not the code, but the workflow has been ready. But so what it will do, it will going to log in. It is going to build. What thing it is going to build? So there should be some Docker file, right? So there should be some Docker file which is going to build. All right. So let's create a Docker file. Docker file. All right. So we are going to like create a very like a minimum Docker file. So let me open the explore and search the Python image. And we are going to use the 3.11. 3.11, we can use this Alpine image, Python 3.11 Alpine. So Python 3.11 Alpine. Okay. Now work directory /app. Okay. Now copy our source folder. So this is our source folder, and this is nothing like just a very small code which we already covered, a very small addition code. So copy source folder to app. Okay. Now entry point. Entry point. So what is the entry point? How we are going to run Python and then app.py. All right. But if you run this Python app.py, this is not going to be executed, right? Because this is just a function. So what we have to do, if name equal to main, right? Now I have to execute it. Addition, all right? And we need to pass some numbers, all right? We need to pass something, right? And it is going to give me the result. And let me print that result. Print, okay. The addition is result, all right? But what I want to do is I don't want to hard code the arguments, because this could be a generic like addition image. So what I want to do is anyone, if you want to use, they can pass the arguments. All right. So to accept the argument, we have to use the sys module or sys. All right. And we have to use the arguments sys dot args arg and one colon. Why it is one colon? Let me show you that as well. Because if you do just print sys dot arg, all right. So let me comment this and let me run this. What it will give you. So cd source python app.py. So you could see uh, argv is going to give me the first argument is the file name itself. And if I passed any other argument, 1, 2, 3, 4, it is going to give me the elements from the like first position, right? So what I have to do is, because I need to pass the numbers, so I am going to take from the first element, not from the zeroth index, because zeroth index is the file name. I need to take the first index. But if you notice from the first index, it is a string. It is treated as a string. But to do the addition, I need to convert it to an integer. So let's convert into the integer. Numbers is equal to, let's import the map function on the args. Okay. Now we have the map function, and now we are going to pass the numbers here. All right, and we can do printf the addition of numbers. The addition of this is this. All right, but this number is going to give me the, okay, let me execute that. So if you see the addition of map object, but I don't want map object here, so let's convert it to a list. So now if you run this, addition of 1 2 3 4 5 is 15, right? So now whenever anyone is going to run this code, using the docker build command, that can like pass the argument, right? So our we have modified the code, and argument we are going to pass like at runtime, or we can test that as well. Let me open that. We can test that. So currently I don't have an image. Hopefully, yeah, I don't have image. So let's build that. So we have the Docker file, and let's do the Docker build -t my Python app at dot. So it is going to build. So it is going to pull our 3.11 Alpine image, and then it is going to creating a word directory that is copying the code, and it is going to run that. So now our image has been available. So if you go to the images, our image has been available. Let's try to run it locally. So Docker run minus rm, because if the container has been exist, then it remove that my Python app. So we need to run this along with that. So to run this, we need to pass some argument, because our code expects some argument. So this argument. So let's pass some arguments. So 1 2 1 2 3 4. Hit enter. So you could see the addition is 1 2 3 4 and 10. So our like application is running fine. All right. So let's try to git status. Let's try to add that app.py, git add docker file. Okay, so git add, one second, git status, git add this one, this file as well. Dot GitHub workflows 15. Git commit minus added docker file and uh, publish workflow. Now we are on the main branch, hopefully, and git push. So we push that. Okay, so let me open my repo, go to the actions, and we have the publish Docker image into Docker Hub. So let's try to manually run it. And before that, we can check that. One second, we can check that. So I don't have my Python image. So let's see whether it is going to like publish here or not. So let me trigger it manually. So it has been triggered. Click on it. So one job login has been successful. So now it is building. So now it's building. Now it's pushing. All right. So push has been done. And let's come here and do refresh. So you could see my Python image is available here, my Python app. All right. And with the latest tag by which name we are going to publish, right? So this is like very useful application. So we learn two things. One thing is that there is a new action available, how to do the build and push. You don't need to manually write some commands. So one action we learn here, and we see, because this can be used in actual projects. So these secrets can be used in actual project. This build and publish can be used in the actual projects, right? So maybe in the coming video we will see how to publish it to the GSCIRO, in the GitHub package repository. So currently we see how to publish it to the Docker Hub. So in the coming video we'll see how to publish it to the, so in the GSCIRO. So that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you.